Amal Mark 1 concentric pilot air system. How many times have you cleaned it, put it back together? It runs great for a couple of weeks, then it starts mucking you about again. Take it apart, clean it out. Oh, mate, we can't have that, that's unacceptable. So this fix that I'm about to show you now is the alternative to buying the Premier carburetor. The Premier carburetor has had all of the things fixed. Well, I'm going to show you how I can make the concentric Mark 1 into a Premier as good as, and then guarantee that you won't get those irritating pilot air issues again. Got him? Let's go and have a look. Amal concentric Mark 1 pilot air problems. These carburetors are well known for it. I'm just going to show you how I fix it. Might not be the best way, but it's the way that I do it. Now, so that you know, just in case you don't know, this is the pilot air screw in here, and air gets drawn up that hole. Air comes along that tube there, is metered by the air screw that is there, and then the air comes through into this section here. There is two holes there, which is where the air and fuel mixture come up into the throat. The fuel side, because we've just looked at how the air gets in, the fuel side comes through this hole here. Now, if you look at the float bowl, there's two holes. They both go down there into the bottom, into where the fuel is. And these holes, there's two here, and it depends on which sort of carburetor you got, left or right, which one's being used. Because as you can see on the carburetor itself, there's two sections where those holes can come to. On this particular carb, that side is the one that is used. That one's not a hole, it's not been bored through. The fuel gets sucked up this tube into that hole there, comes down this here, and then there's a 90-degree turn here, and in here, embedded in this body, is a fuel jet, an idle jet. The fuel is metered through that jet and then comes out into those holes. Well, that's right, isn't it? Works, doesn't it? When it's brand new, yeah, it works. After it's been used a little bit, especially if it's been laid unused, you get a collection of crap in this corner. This corner here is full of crap, and because that little jet is there, and it's a very, very, very small jet, it can't be removed, and it is almost impossible to clear it. And even if you can clear it by sticking a bit of wire up there, which you can sometimes, you can clear it through the jet. But what about the crap going up there? All the crap. So you clear it, run it, yeah, bike runs lovely. Fuel comes up there, dislodges some crap here. Blocked up. Fuck. Got to do it again. So, as far as I'm concerned, there's only one way to sort this poxy thing out. And I'm going to show you how I've sorted it out. Now, the thing is, you might not want to do this because it's a little bit involved. Not massively, but it's a little bit involved. But if you want your pilot air system to work perfectly and for you to be able to go out on a bike that runs perfectly, then you've got to do it. Either that, or you can shell out 250 quid a carb and buy 2 new carbs, which is 500 odd quid. But the choice of yours is yours. Either fix your carbs the way I'm going to show you, buy a set of carbs that have been restored by somebody that's done something of this nature, or go out and buy brand new carbs. Because this is a well-known fact, and there is a set of carbs that have now been manufactured. They're called Premier carbs, where they've actually put the pilot jet in there, screwed the pilot jet in there. Much better system. Don't know why they didn't do that initially, but they didn't. So anyway, sit back, relax, and I'll show you how to. All right. Get ready, lads, we're going on a run. Down inside there, I don't know if you can see, there is a aluminium plug. We're going to drill that plug out very carefully. Once it goes through, that's it. Now you expand that out with a slightly bigger drill until you've taken out the entire plug. Next, drill this plug out. You're going to drill that out so it's the same size as that, so it's going to give us access to that tube that goes all the way down there. So as you can now see, that plug has been drilled out. That gives me the opportunity now to drill right the way down inside that tube. And there is so much crap in there. I can feel the crap. There's so much crap in there. So I'm going to drill all the way down and dig that right out, right down to that corner. And then I'm going to go right the way through there. Once I've drifted the jet out, I've got to drift the jet out that's in there. Then I'll have a clear tube that way, a clear tube that way. And when it's fully clear, I know that I'm ready for the next section. A hole that you can see right the way through. So you can see right the way through there. So that is that drilling across the carburetor, and because that's been taken out and I've drilled right the way down there, I've seen the end of the drill through that hole, so now I know that that's clear as well. So the two tubes, if you like, of the pilot air circuit are completely clear. So now the final thing with this is to give it a good blowing through from all directions. So now we know that those pilot airways are 100% clear. Clear, which is superb. So now the next thing we've got to do is this here, which is where the pilot air jet is secured on other types of carburetor. We're going to tap that out. We're going to tap that out 5BA. We're going to run a 5BA tap down there, which will clear those threads out because they've been crimped. That's what those little marks are. That's crimped so that you can't screw a jet into it. So run a tap down there, that will clear that out. We can then put a Mark II jet in there, idle air jet. Then we've got to make a blanking plug up for there and a blanking plug for there. I'll show you how to do that. And then we have achieved what others have strived to do. Then tap this hole. I tapped it M5 because that's what I had, and then get a grub screw the correct size, put some Loctite on it and screw it in, so that way then you've sealed off that passage again. There I then screwed that grub screw in there. It's had some Loctite on it, so that will secure it so it won't vibrate out. And if you ever wanted to gain access to that pilot airway again, you could easily remove the grub screw and re-access it. So this is infinitely repairable. So now we do exactly the same here. Thread that, put a grub screw in it to block that end off. Exactly the same thing, a little bit of Loctite, and then basically it's all done then. Blank in there, blanked in there, blown through just to make sure that air still gets round the pilot system the way it should be. And there, the final thing there of this journey is we've tapped that hole out, fitted a brand new idle jet, and now that can be rebuilt. The rebuild continues. Bit of a tragic story today, just to end. One of my mates came round, said his dad's really poorly. It was a bit sad because he was really upset. So anyway, he came round with his dad. Yes, my old mate Solvo. His dad came. He said, I think my dad's given all he can give. I don't think it'll be much longer now before they'll throw him in the bin. But me, I'm going to follow in his tradition, and I'm going to do exactly what he did, because he is the thing I look up to, and that's what we should all. There you go then, that's the end of that video. That video is literally just about the pilot air circuit on the Amal concentric Mark 1. Hope that's been of use to you, because most of these carburetors end up being replaced purely because there's a problem with the pilot air, and it could help save you quite a bit of money if you did this yourself, or at least now you understand how it works and what you can do to make it better. Yes, I hope it's been of some use to you. Take care, see you soon, bye.